Hi, my name is Christine Lacey. I am a student at Arkansas Tech University, and this is my academic advising experience. So I started out school at Kutztown University. It was a medium-sized public institution. There were about, I'd say, 10,000 students there roughly. After 2 years, I transferred to South Carolina to Coastal Carolina University. That was also a mid-sized public institution. Again, roughly about 10,000 students there as well. I was not a first-generation student. Both of my parents graduated from college. My mother went to school in New Jersey, and my father went to school in Rhode Island. So both of them attended school. So college was something that was kind of expected of me. My major and how I kind of decided on it. Well, I originally went into college undeclared. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I thought that I wanted to go a route with teaching. So after my first semester of my freshman year, I declared my major as physical education. After about a semester of that, I kind of wasn't sure it was still what I wanted to do. I was taking a communications course, and it was Intro to Communications, and I really liked the teacher and I really liked the class, and I found it really interesting. And I remember going up to her towards the end of the semester and basically saying that I was really interested in communications, but I wasn't sure I wanted to change my major, and I wasn't really sure what to do. So she encouraged me to take another comm class with her the next semester, which was nonverbal communication. So I made the decision to take that course, and ended up really enjoying that course as well, and realizing that, comm was kind of the way to go with that. I found her to be the most helpful as far as picking a major, because she helped me decide on it. I didn't really have an academic advisor who helped me. While I was at Kutztown, I don't really remember ever really having an academic advisor for a particular major. I know we had a freshman advisor who advised us, but other than that, I don't even remember having or meeting with an academic advisor my sophomore year. So that was kind of interesting for me. So my best advising experience, and this individual wasn't my advisor, but this was probably the best advice I've ever been given or advised. After my first semester, my freshman year, I really wanted to transfer. I just was not happy. I did not think this was the right fit for me as far as schools are concerned, and I was just miserable. And I sat down with this professor. I was taking one of his classes, and I'll never forget him, Al Pashota, a very, very nice guy. And I sat down with him and I said, I'm not happy here. I said, I'm miserable. I said, I want to transfer. I'm not sure this is the right fit for me. And he told me, he said, give it 2 years. And I said, you're crazy. Like, I don't even want to be here another semester, let alone 2 years. And he said, your first year is always going to be your hardest. And after your first year, it kind of smooths out. And he said, if at the end of your first semester of your sophomore year you still feel like you want to transfer, start looking into where you're going to transfer to. And so I took his advice, and I am so glad that I did. By the end of my first semester, my sophomore year, I still was not happy with the school, but I think that transferring that quickly it may not have led me to where I am today. I think I may have moved home, or I may have chosen a different path. So I think waiting those 2 years out was probably a really good decision for me and really good advice. So that was the best advising advice that I received. As far as my worst advising experience, when I transferred to Coastal, they did advising a little bit weird. Basically, you went into this room and the professors talked. So I was a communications major at that time. I came in as a comm major. So all the comm professors came into this room and just talked and introduced themselves and what have you. But there was no real explanation on how to register or what classes to take. We were given a sheet that basically had, here's what you need to take, and like a list of all of your classes. And so I had no idea what I was doing at all. I didn't even know how to register for classes because I had never used their system before, let alone know what to take. So I was really confused. I was very nervous. I was like, is there an order I'm supposed to take these in? I didn't know what I was doing. I was completely clueless. And so it was an awful experience for me. Now I know that Coastal does things differently and they do have academic advisors, but at the time I guess they just didn't have any. I don't really know, but it was not a good experience at all. So there was that. What should the best academic advisor do for their students? I think the best academic advisor should really counsel their students. It's not just about advising for classes. Like, I could have you come in today and say, yeah, here, take these classes. But it's more getting the student to understand what exactly they're taking and why they're needing it. It's also kind of looking at the student and making sure this is what they want to do. It's okay if they don't want to, if I'm working as an academic advisor for humanities and they want to go into the sciences, I want to be able to encourage them to go the route that they want to take. And, ask questions. That's a huge part of it. And it's not just about, like I said, advising classes. I think it's also about being there to counsel them, to help them. Like in my story, for instance, this particular professor really encouraged me to stay in school and to stay with this school for 2 years. And that was really helpful for me. So I think it's just encouraging the student, helping the student in any way that you can, and giving them direction and guidance, because that's really, really important. A lot of times they're going to come and they're going to see you, and it's not necessarily going to be about classes. It may be about something else. And if it's something that I can't personally help them with, then I want to direct them to the right person. So I think that's what being a good academic advisor really means. So thank you for listening.